Hello, everyone. My name is Zoe Glover, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about smoking hot algae, or how climate change impacts harmful algal blooms around the world. So, many of us have heard about climate change. As carbon emissions rise due to the impact of globalization and technology, so do temperatures around the world. In 2020, our environment reached a critical turning point where the global temperature rose an entire degree Celsius. Now, this doesn't sound like much, but it can have really drastic side effects, such as rising sea levels and really intense weather events that cause subsequently even more intense natural disasters. However, there's another worrying consequence of climate change that a lot of people aren't very aware of. And this consequence is harmful algal blooms. Now, harmful algal blooms are a rapid proliferation of toxic microalgae at sea level. These can also occur in brackish waters and out in open waters, but they tend to occur at the coast. And they're classified as harmful when they start impacting human health in negative ways, they impact socioeconomic interests, or they impact the aquatic ecosystems. And there's several examples of how they impact all of these things. This study found that global warming can cause the cysts of two different species of noxious algae to stay germinating for longer periods of time and to come out of dormancy. So this figure here shows the life cycle of one of the cysts of a dinoflagellate, which ends up becoming, after it is fertilized and germinated, it ends up becoming these harmful algal blooms. And it was found that with increasing temperatures over time, these cysts went out of their dormancy phases much quicker and lasted into their proper germinating phases for longer. The impacts of these species of cysts, which then turn into algal blooms, can lead to paralytic shellfish poisoning. And that doesn't just harm shellfish, that has extreme, severe upstream food chain effects. But shellfish aren't the only animals that are being impacted by these harmful algal blooms that are increasing with the temperatures. In my very own home state of Florida, it's been found that increased concentrations of 10 different kinds of harmful algal species have had a sublethal effect on the sea turtles that are living in our waters. But it isn't just animals, it's also impacting us. Again, as a Florida girl, I'm just as disappointed as the next person when the red tides come in and I'm not allowed to swim in the waters. But I'm a local. When tourists aren't allowed to come and swim in local beaches or visit certain areas, this can have severe economic impacts for those people who manage coastal resources. This could ruin careers in the future. And the impacts of all of these coastal resources, like fisheries and other things, are going to impact coastal and non-industrialized civilizations first because they lack the amount of resources and technology that we have to combat these things. So this is all really stressful. And a big question that I want to leave everybody with is, where do we go from here? And who does the responsibility fall on? There are 1,000 reasons to care about climate change. But today I wanted to bring light to a side effect of climate change that we can't always see. These dinoflagellates, this algae, it's microscopic, but the faster and quicker and more aggressively it blooms, the more something that used to be invisible to us will become more visible, and the effects will be more visible too. So does the responsibility fall on us as individuals, or is it bigger than us? Is it about the government? Is it about our elected officials? Should we be pushing for these things? These are tough questions, but I hope that this presentation left you with some more information about harmful algal blooms and why you should care about climate change.